Hello, in this video I will explain compilation process. When we compile any C program, what are the steps, how your compiler generate a object file and how it runs that files. So we will see all these steps in this lecture, in this video. So first we will have a quick look on the compiler components. So compiler is not a single module. Compiler is having multiple modules. So we can categorize, we can divide this compiler into four big modules. So these are the preprocessor, compiler, assembler and linker. So preprocessor, this is the first step. So when we write any C program, so that C program first processed by preprocessor, and preprocessor generates some intermediate file. That file is given to compiler. Role of compiler is that compiler convert files uh, uh, generated by preprocessor as an input and generate a assembly code. So it convert our C program files into the assembly language. Now as we know, computer can execute only binary code, means 0 1 language. Assembly code still it's not understood by our machine. So we need a converter which can convert this assembly code into the machine code. So there is another module, this is known as assembler. This assembler will convert this assembly code into the object code. Now what is the role of linker? When we write our program, we use some libraries functions. So linker will link our object code with those library code and generate a exe files. So here we will see these steps in depth. So first step, preprocessor. What is the purpose of preprocessor? So say for example, this is our program. First line, this is a comment, and then we have included a header file, and this is simple main function. We are printing simple message hello. So what preprocessor will do? First task, preprocessor will remove comments from the code. So if you can see, the code will be removed by the preprocessor. So in the generated file there is no comment. Second task preprocessor does, it will include header file code in the file itself. So if we have included say stdio.h, this is also a file, so the code of that file will be included in our program. This is the second task. And the third task, if we are using any macro, so preprocessor will replace all the macro name by its value. So we can say preprocessor perform three tasks: remove comments, include header files in source code, and replace macro name with the code. So these are the tasks of preprocessor. So once preprocessor is done with all these three tasks, a file is generated. In our case, this file is this one. So next one is compiler. The role of compiler, the compiler will take this file and generate a assembly code. Assembly code, all the instructions defined by English words. These words actually known as mnemonics. So this is the generated assembly code. Compiler generate this code from this file. Now next step, our assembler. So our assembler convert this assembly code into the pure binary code, pure machine language. So that language is your 0110 language, and this code also known as object code. Okay, so assembler convert assembly code into the object code. Now linker, what is the role of linker? First case we can consider, if we are if sorry, you are working on a project, and in your project there are multiple modules, one person working on one module. So at the end, you people will be having a number of C files, C program files. When you compile them, you will be getting number of object files. So at the end, what we want only a single executable file. So we have to combine, we have to merge all the object code into the single one. So one role of linker is this one. Another role, if we are using uh, uh, some function from libraries, so what linker will do, linker will link our code with that library function code. So there are two type of linking: static linking or dynamic linking. S- so it's up to the linker what type of linking your linker is using. So here we are taking example, say, and there are multiple object codes, and these codes actually using some function from the library. So what linker will do, linker will club all these files, take link with the libraries function, pack everything in a single file, at that file known as your on Windows platform we can say that file is a .exe file. On Ubuntu this file is generated with a.out name. So these are the four steps: preprocessor, compiler, assembler, and linker. Thank you very much.